the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Rob, the Boxing Voice here in San Antonio, Texas at TNT Boxing Gym, home of Ivan Bam Bam Najera, top-ranked guy. You know what I mean? You got a tough fight coming up, man. November 20th in Las Vegas at the True TV card. First off, how do you feel about camp, and how do you feel coming into this fight?
I feel good, man. We've been training hard. I'm comfortable where we're at right now. You know, training hard, sparring hard. Weight is good, so just looking forward to next couple of weeks and ready for fight night.
All right, and you're coming off a tough, gritty loss, man. But it's versus a guy that's a lot bigger than you, and is being hyped out as the next Puerto Rican guy, in Felix Verdejo. Looking back on that fight, man, what do you feel you got out of that?
I gained so much experience off of that fight. You know, I lost, but I lost, you know, to an elite fighter, ex-Olympian, undefeated, WBO champ right now. Dude was way bigger than me, stronger than me, but, you know, we went in there 10 rounds with him. We came up short, but, you know, I showed hard in that fight, and that's what it is. In fighters, I believe, you know, it's about the courage that you have to keep on pushing, you know, get dropped, get back up, and finish the fight.
Yeah, and it's funny because you were talking about how you were in the tunnel for like 5 minutes before the fight coming out, and you're in hostile territory, New York, which is pretty much Puerto Rico, and you had a lot of different emotions rushing through you. But afterwards, you said the fans they were fans of you. So coming out of that fight, that's how a lot of people felt. Where like Ivan showed his guts and that, you know, he can do a lot more. He didn't get blown out. So coming out of that fight, do you think you gained more respect in that performance in a loss than more that's kind of rare?
I mean, just even in the arena itself, man, everybody was against me. The same dudes that were yelling this and that were the same dudes asking for a picture after the fight, you know. They're like, hey, man, we have respect for you. You showed hard. You're tough. You're going to be a world champ. Same dudes that were yelling crap about me, but, you know, and that just shows the fight in me that I showed that night.
Okay, and going into that fight, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. You know, you had your ups and downs of weight, but it seemed like right before that camp, you found something that works perfectly with your regimen, your body. You made weight easy. You were actually under, and you've been more cut and energized than ever. And now you're going down in weight. So do you feel like going into that fight, maybe you were at a point where you found the right formula, but you didn't really get to acclimate to it, and you're fighting a guy that's a lot bigger, seeing that you can make weight that's a weight class under them?
That's a good point that you're saying. You know, it was my first time fighting at that weight, well, in a long time, and making it like nothing. It was my first time. Well, I found a good recipe for me to, you know, make the weight easy. And like you said, I was energized. I was healthy all around, and you know, it was pretty tough doing that and being my first time doing that with such a tough fighter, an opponent. But, you know, it just shows to where I'm at, and I think we did good. And now this time around, it's going to be different.
All right, moving on. You're taking on a fellow stablemate, which is the same age as you, and also coming up with Saul Rodriguez out of the California with the Robert Garcia boxing family. How did this fight happen to y'all? How did they present this to the table? Was it something that Top Rank came down and said, hey, we got this fight that we want you to take, or did they give you options? How does that work?
I'm not much of a options guy. You know, they throw me an opponent or a name for my next fight. I'm like, hey, let's take it. I never back down from anybody. But I heard about this fight maybe about a year ago, and it was just in the air. And I guess it popped up. You know, it's to me, it's kind of like a do or die. If I lose, it kind of be the end of me. But if I win, I'm back at top. So, you know, I'm training like never, and I felt what it feels to lose, and I'm not trying to feel that again, man. So we're coming with everything this fight coming up.
Okay, so you do feel like this is a do or die position, like you just said, because it can either be that, or it could be maybe these promoters, how they're competing hard now. That you got a PBC, Golden Boy's doing the same thing. We're throwing their guys a little tougher in early. Do you think that's part of the equation where, you know, they're just trying to put out more competitive fights a lot faster than they normally would in young fighters.
I think that might be the reason. Stepping up the competition, having undefeated fighters with undefeated fighters, or undefeated fighters with a dude like me with one loss, somebody that brings a fight. But yeah, of stepping up the competition, it's stepping up the competition all around, man, and everything. And I'm proud to be with Top Rank, and everybody's just stepping it up. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, and y'all been around each other, you and Saul. So as far as you a fighter, how do you assess him? What do you see in Saul?
Honestly, I haven't met him personally, but I've heard good things about him. I heard he's a cool kid. I've seen him fight. He's a real good fighter, tough. And it just sucks that we have to fight each other, but that's the way it is in boxing. It's business, and at the end of the night, it's just business. Inside the ring, he's trying to knock my head off, but outside, hey, what's up, man? Good fight. But we're gonna hopefully put up a good fight, and as in my part, it'll be a good. I'm bringing it all, so I'm sure it's gonna be a good fight. But yeah.
Okay, a big storyline going into this fight, it's with every fighter that's involved with Robert Garcia, is that he's in the Robert Garcia clan. Does that play into your psyche, seeing that you're going to fight a guy out of that stable, going head to head with your father going against Robert Garcia? I think he trains with Eduardo Garcia, but does that kind of play into your mindset where you're like, okay, I'm going against this guy that has a lot of good sparring, a lot of good areas with a trainer who a lot of people are kind of make a lot of noise for?
Doesn't affect me in any way, man. He could be training with Godzilla or whatever, man, with monsters. It's not gonna. He's fighting me, man. There's nobody like me. I'm myself. So I know what I could bring to the table, and I know what I could do that night in the ring. So it's just me and him at the end of the night. It's not Robert Garcia. I'm not fighting Robert Garcia. I'm not fighting I don't know, whoever he's sparring, but it's me and him, and I'm gonna bring it all. And it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be really good, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a good style matchup, and this is going to be a good matchup as far as abilities. But lastly, man, what are we going to see November 20th from Ivan Bam Bam Najera?
The usual, man. If you've seen me fight, I bring it all, man. I leave it all. You're going to drop me, I'm going to get back up, and you might drop me again. I'm going to still get back up. But, I bring it all to the table. Pressure, power, coming forward. And it's going to be a good fight, so hope to see y'all there November 20th.
Yeah, I've been following you a few years, man. I could see the re-energized and reinvigoration from you. But we know you're a popular guy around San Antonio, Texas, and the Texas area. But for those outside of that who maybe want to take more interest in who you are, where can they find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram. That's basically where I post everything, man. At Bam Bam Najera. Twitter, Bam Bam Najera. Those are basically it. Facebook, Braulio Ivan Najera. I keep all my fans updated. Post basically just about boxing. So if y'all don't like boxing, don't follow me.
All right, man. Appreciate the time. TNT Boxing Gym, which is a great gym if you guys want to come out and check out, get in shape. But thank you for the time and good luck November 20th.
Yes, sir,
all right. Rod signing out. Boxing Voice.